It's time. I've talked about a number of games with you. Some I like, some aren't that great. But I've strayed from my favorite video game series of all time, and my favorite genre of all time. The immersive role-playing game. Specifically, the Japanese RPG. Now, some of you out there may see me as just some Nintendo turd. I mean, nerd. Yes, I do respect and appreciate many old-school Nintendo consoles, like the NES, the SNES, and even the Nintendo 64. Kind of. But if I really break down the numbers, and by numbers I mean ridiculous, uninterrupted gameplay hours, the original PlayStation is the victor. After the Super Nintendo, I dodged the Nintendo 64 and made my way to the PlayStation because I wanted more RPGs. As much as I love 16-bit RPGs, the PlayStation brought the best ones, and tons of them. There was never a year that went by that you did not have an RPG to play. Sure, Final Fantasy made its way to the Sony console, starting with Final Fantasy VII, and that had a huge impact on the genre. But there are so many other great masterpieces on the PlayStation. Grandia, Wild Arms, Alundra, Legend of Mana, Guardians Crusade, heck, I even prefer Chrono Cross to Chrono Trigger, so... Did you just throw a Sprite at me? I think you just threw a Sprite. Hey, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I've dealt with that, okay? Come on, give me a break. Let's just get down to it. Suikoden. Yeah, Suikoden is not how it's pronounced, but when I was younger and I first played the game, that's how I thought it was said. It's not like I had voice acting or I could just look it up online, so I went with Suikoden. In the actual Japanese pronunciation, it would be more like Suikoden. 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 Suikoden.
これが RPG だ。Genso Suikoden.
Class dismissed. Hard to pronounce, but amazing in every other way. I love this series. By far, it is my favorite video game franchise of all time. I can't help but melt whenever I think of the first two games in the series. Well, it's time to get hot once again as I take a look at the very first game in this epic JRPG series, Suikoden. Released by Konami for the PlayStation in late 1995, 2015 marks the 20th anniversary of the original game. Some may still see the original Suikoden as some obscure PlayStation game. Well, if that's the case, you about to get schooled all up in your textbooks and your protractors. Take a look here. See, it's mathematical scientificness. There's the Suikodens right there. Just gotta add the 4 on that. There we go. So, Suikoden. What does that even mean? Well, the game is inspired by the classical Chinese novel, The Water Margin, which translates to Suikoden in Japanese. This is a story of 108 stars of destiny banding together to fight for justice. Each of these 108 heroes have their own skill and represent a different heavenly or earthly spirit. This is one of the most important aspects of the video game, hunting down and finding all of the stars of destiny hidden throughout the world of Suikoden. Trivia time, this isn't even the first Suikoden game. Suikoden for the Nintendo Famicom. Released as Bandit Kings of Ancient China in North America, this is a turn-based strategy game where you conquer various regions with troops and you battle, and it's based on the Water Margin novel. Fancy. Back to the game we're talking about, this is what we got in North America. Look at the cover art there. That's supposed to be the characters in the video game. Boy, do they look wrong. Thanks a lot, localization team. Ugh. Luckily, we open up the case, and there they are. That's what they're supposed to look like. That is definitely them. Much better. I don't know why they had the different cover, just messing it up. The game begins with our nameless hero. I feel more immersed and connected to the story when I have to name the main character, and considering it's a role-playing game, it makes sense. In future novelizations, he's given the name Tyr, but who cares? As far as you're concerned, his name's Dave. You are the son of the great Imperial Army General Tio McDole, who will soon be heading off on a mission for Emperor Barbarossa. You live in the capital of the Scarlet Moon Empire, Gregminster, with your father and your caretakers, Cleo, Pan, and Gremio. Also joining this house party is your best friend Ted, who was adopted by Tio McDole as a war orphan. The Emperor has asked you to begin lending a hand to the Empire, following in your father's footsteps. Oh, my little boy, growing up into a little man. These initial moments in the game really set up the strong relationship you have with these family friends. Ted is always by your side, and Gremio is always worried about your safety. Suikoden is a game that will make you care about the characters, and that's gonna come back to bite you right in the feelings. As this is a traditional Japanese role-playing game, you roam the world map to travel to various locations. And yes, good old-fashioned random encounters are here. However, the battle system in Suikoden is somewhat unique. You can have a fighting party of up to 6 people with a front and back row formation for short, medium, or long-range characters. You choose all of your actions at the beginning of each round, and then the battle plays out all at once. Instead of staring at a little time meter filling up waiting for your next action, you actually get to watch what's happening in the battle. I almost prefer it to the traditional turn-based style, since it keeps lengthy battles from dragging on and you can just get them experience points. Even experience works a little bit different in this game. Enemies give you less experience the higher your level, making excessive level grinding unnecessary in Suikoden. But a low-level character can receive a huge jump in levels if they fight higher-level enemies. So evening out your party strength isn't such a tedious thing to do. And if you're really tricky, you could break the game. Just getting some insane experience points right now. Yep. Still going. I'm gonna have all the levels. All the levels. Of course, leveling up makes your party stronger, but you also have equipment slots for armor and accessories to beef up your characters. Now, what about weapons? In most RPGs, you start off with a rusty sword or an old dagger, a broken bat, and then over time you purchase and find newer, stronger weapons. In Suikoden, instead of hunting down ultimate weapons, everyone has their own personalized weapon for the entire game. To strengthen your weapon, you can take it to blacksmiths across the world to have them hone or sharpen it, until it reaches its maximum potential. This is a great idea. You become attached to this weapon that's been with you for the entire journey. But you may have to search far and wide to find the mystical power of the ultimate blacksmith. The ultimate blacksmith! After your father heads north and you complete your first missions, you begin to notice some corrupt officials within the once great empire, hustling local villages for tax money and capturing seemingly decent individuals. Your direct superiors are clearly greedy buttholes who are focused on something other than the good of the people. While you rest and question some of these actions, you can hear the rain begin to pour outside as Ted returns home, badly injured and bleeding. Oh god, it's starting already. The feelings. Oh man. It's coming. It's here. When Ted comes to, he explains that Wendy, the court magician for the Emperor, is a power-hungry witch. She wants to take a magical rune that's embedded in Ted's hand called the Soul Eater, one of the 27 true runes. See, normal runes in the world of Suikoden are used to cast magic spells in battle, and they can give you different abilities. However, the 27 true runes are filled with insane power. Essentially, these true runes are what created the universe. Wendy has been hunting Ted for 300 years to take his rune. Yeah, looks good for his age. See, the true rune keeps him young and spry. It's good power. Good power. The cursed rune is very powerful, and Ted is worried that Wendy will take it from him in his weakened state, using it for evil. As his closest friend in 300 years, he asks that you take the evil power of the rune from him. Being his #1 best bud, you agree. And just as Ted transfers the Soul Eater to your hand, Pon betrays the group and alerts the Imperial Army. They come for Ted and he goes quietly, allowing you to escape. Oh my god, that's sad. But we've got escaping to do! Along with Gremio and Cleo, you decide to make your way north to get help from your father, T.O. McDole. Problem though, word quickly spreads that you're a traitor to the Empire, harboring fugitives and whatnot. Luckily, a rough and tough man named Victor helps you escape Gregminster, and takes you to meet a woman named Odessa. She explains more about the corruption in the Empire and asks you to join their underground movement, the Liberation Army. Being the son of a great general of the Empire, joining with the rebels would certainly look good for them. Gremio has his worries about what your father would think, but you've seen too much to ignore the problems in the Empire. Cleo and Gremio remain loyal, agreeing to follow and protect you to the end. Whew! This game is no joke, and that's just the start of it. Look. Come on. If you've never experienced this game for yourself, go play it right now. So many deep, emotional, and exciting things are gonna happen on this adventure. I would not want to ruin it for you. Okay, all finished? Finished the game? Yeah, it's only like, what, maybe 20 hours at most to complete. Alright, let's continue. As the leader of the Liberation Army, Girl Power, Odessa takes you along on a mission to deliver the blueprints that contain the plans for a powerful weapon to use against the Empire in future army battles. Odessa notices something about your personality, how people seem to be drawn to you. When you return to the rebel hideout, it's been compromised. Odessa runs ahead, and when you catch up with her, oh, let the sadness continue. She's been mortally wounded. She gives you an earring naming you as the future leader of the Liberation Army. That escalated quickly. So here you are, young, wild, and leading a rebel army against the most powerful empire in the region. You've got your work cut out for you. This is where you begin building the future of your army. After establishing a headquarters in an abandoned naval fortress, Leknot, the great overseer of balance, appears, revealing that it's your job to recruit the 108 Stars of Destiny. She brings you a stone tablet to record the members you have found and offers her reluctant servant Luke to help you in this mission. This is one of the mainstays of the series. There are 108 characters hidden throughout the world that can join your cause, and it's your job to seek them out and convince them to join. Each one brings something unique to the Liberation Army. Some may set up shops at your castle, offer new forms of transportation. Heck, there's even a guy who constructs a bathhouse at your headquarters. You wanna take a dip? We'll hop in? Many of the Stars of Destiny can even join your party and fight, so you can really customize your battle team with your favorites. You would think characters wouldn't get much development after you hit the 100 mark, but surprisingly, Suikoden still manages to give them each their own style and personality. There's a lot to love from these characters. The dynamic duo of Flick and Victor, Kai, your former bow staff instructor, and Vicky, the scatterbrain teleportation specialist. Who doesn't love Vicky? You little cutie. You little cutie. As you start adding to your entourage, your headquarters will grow and be rebuilt as the number of Liberation Army troops increases. Soon you'll start to go head-to-head with the Imperial Army. This leads to major army battles. All of your troops gather together as these cute little guys ready to destroy each other. You have three main options for battle: charge attack, bow attack, or magic attack. Charge beats bow, bow beats magic, and magic beats charge. So you got the rock, and the paper, and the scissors. You can also send in specialized troops to learn the enemy's next move, convince them to join your side, Or, send Dragon Knights to wipe out 25% of their troops. Yeah, I'd go with that move first. But be careful, you must take these wars seriously. Much like Fire Emblem, if you send in a team of troops and they lose the round, there is a chance one of the Stars of Destiny will die in battle. Permanently. Woohoo! The stakes are high! While on a mission to rescue and recruit the legendary Dr. Liu Kang, you come face to face with one of the goofiest generals in the Imperial Army, Milich Oppenheimer. Yeah, he's a pretty princess and he doesn't care who knows it. And with his poisonous plant monsters, he's a worthy foe. In his attempts to stop your group, he shatters a glass bottle at your feet, releasing the spores of agony, a deadly flesh-eating biological weapon. Milich rushes through to the exit, locking the door behind him. With no time to think, Gremio shoves your group back the way you came and locks the other one-way door. The group yells for Gremio to open the door, but he knows they wouldn't survive. He has to keep the spores from spreading. He has to protect his master one last time. Say what you want about Aerith's death in Final Fantasy VII. This scene kills me. When I first played Suikoden, I didn't know what to expect. None of my friends had played it, I wasn't using a strategy guide, and I was crushed when I lost Gremio. The next morning, your fellow Stars of Destiny give you their condolences for your recent loss. And being a true leader, you keep fighting. When you finally go to war against Milich Oppenheimer, you have the chance to avenge Gremio. Though when you reach him, something seems off. A rune in his hand seems to melt away. He's confused about what's been happening, and it appears that Wendy has been attaching black runes to the great generals, controlling their minds and their actions. Milich is unaware of Gremio's death, but it's up to you. Allow Milich to join the 108 Stars of Destiny, or execute him. Suikoden allows you to make these huge decisions, and they really do affect the outcome of the story. So with all this war and turmoil going on, it was only a matter of time before you met back up with your father, T.O. McDole. After battling through his troops, you come face to face with him. And what happens then? Yet another form of battle in Suikoden. Your father challenges you to a duel to the death. You have to kill your father now. Suikoden is dark. Like the major army battles, you have 3 battle options. Attack, which beats defend, defend, which beats desperate attack, and desperate attack, which beats the regular attack. Being able to read characters is what's going to help you win these duels. Before each round, your opponent will hint at their next move based on their battle cries. Like if they say, "I'm gonna hit you really hard and not even think about it," they're probably gonna use a desperate attack. After defeating T.O. McDole, he gives you his blessing to continue your fight with the Liberation Army as he passes. There's still more fun to be had in this action-packed story. I mean, you even get to fight hordes of zombies led by an evil undead vampire. Right? But eventually, the story must come to an end as you prepare to confront the Emperor Barbarossa. Everyone gathers in the war room for one last inspirational meeting. Leknot appears to the heroes, proclaiming your success in gathering the 108 Stars of Destiny, assuming you actually pulled it off. But Victor steps up and he's like, "Where's Gremio? He's one of the stars. You missed one." Leknot uses the incredible power of her gate rune along with the other 107 Stars of Destiny to resurrect Gremio. Amazing. I remember all those rumors from Final Fantasy VII about being able to resurrect Aerith, but it was all hogwash. You could literally wash hogs with those rumors. Suikoden rewards you for a perfect game by resurrecting Gremio. With the 108 Stars of Destiny united, you finally return to Gregminster to face Barbarossa. As you reach the top of the palace, the Emperor is there, alone, awaiting your party's arrival. Fighting to the end, he raises his Dragon King sword and... turns himself into a three-headed golden Hydra monster. It makes sense. This final boss is no pushover. Bringing your best characters, rune magic, and equipment is essential to winning this battle. And after an intense exchange of blows, the Emperor falls. And before the credits roll, we get to see what happens to each of the Stars of Destiny after the war. Wow, an epic tale, an epic game. One that I've completed many times in my digitally distracted career. Do I have any issues with this highly regarded game? Yeah, I could nitpick and find little bothersome issues like the occasional glitch or translation error. I mean, really, are you deaf? Are you deaf? And you've got the clunky equipment interface, super limited inventory storage, and the fact that some insanely rare armor and equipment can only be dropped by enemies after battle. And they have such a low percentage chance of appearing that you could spend literally hours to find one little piece of equipment. Like that stupid Mangosh. Freaking Mangosh. But I got one. I did get one. But these are just minor issues that don't really detract from this stunning piece of video game history. It's a good game. It's a good game. To me, there are 4 key aspects of a great role-playing game. Number 1, the story. Suikoden brings it with constant twists and turns and well-developed characters that you actually want to spend time with. Number 2, the gameplay and battle mechanics. Taking down enemies and bosses is a huge part of any RPG, and I love the uniqueness of Suikoden's battle system. Number 3, the music. Ho ho ho! The music! RPGs have to rely so much on the musical score to keep the player going. It's like a movie. Some action games you may be listening to a level theme for a little bit, but then you're on to the next stage and it's like, whatever. In an RPG, you may be stuck in a dungeon for hours and hours, so that music better be pretty darn good if you don't want to go insane. Because you will go insane. Miki Higashino's score for the original game blew me away. It's become one of my favorites of all time. Her music is full of emotion and has such a different sound compared to other RPG scores. Using ethnic and world genre styles, each track feels steeped in a unique culture and tradition that becomes the world of Suikoden. Woo! The music is no joke, that's what I'm getting at. I mean... Are you hearing this? I'm hearing it. It's amazing. Lastly, number 4, the graphics. Though not most important, obviously the visuals of an RPG can help tell the story. The creator of the original Suikoden games, Yoshitaka Murayama, wasn't happy with the look of early 3D polygon graphics on the PlayStation, so he chose the two-dimensional sprite look, and I'm glad he did. 3D PlayStation games haven't aged well. The traditional 2D look of Suikoden is charming, and I really like the art style. The enemies and bosses are varied, cute, and sometimes really weird and creepy. Oh, what are they? What are those things? Oh, and the rune magic spells are really colorful and overpowering, especially when you start doing elemental combinations and things are blowing up, and yeah, it's just crazy and it's really good. It's good. Suikoden is a series that should not be forgotten. That's never had the commercial success of franchise giants like Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy VII. Luckily, the Suikoden community is very passionate. I mean, like, they hardcore love this series. Several groups like Suiko Source or the Suikoden Revival Movement have no intention of leaving this series behind. In fact, the Suikoden Revival Movement wants more. They want to see a 6th game in the main series. They've taken on several missions to contact Konami and the original creators with hardbound books of fan art, petitions, anything to let Konami know we want more. So for now, all I can say is, just go play the game. If you can't find an original copy, you can download it on the PlayStation Network. And not too long ago, Suikoden 2 made its way to the PSN. Ah yes, Suikoden 2. Considered by many to be the best game in the series. And that is where the story continues.